ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। भाग्य let's chant from number 29. Ready?
Yes.
Yeah. प्रकृतेर्गुणसम्मूढाः
प्रकृतेर्गुणसम्मूढाः
सज्जन्ते गुणकर्मसु
सज्जन्ते गुणकर्मसु
तान् कृत्स्नविदो मन्दान्
तान् कृत्स्नविदो मन्दान्
कृत्स्नविन्न विचालयेत्
कृत्स्नविन्न विचालयेत्
मयि सर्वाणि
मयि
कर्माणि
मयि सर्वाणि कर्माणि
सन्न्यस्याध्यात्मचेतसा
सन्न्यस्याध्यात्मचेतसा
निराशीर्निर्ममो भूत्वा
निराशीर्निर्ममो भूत्वा
युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः
युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः।
ये मे मतमिदं नित्यम्
ये मे मतमिदं नित्यम्
अनुतिष्ठन्ति मानवाः
अनुतिष्ठन्ति मानवाः
श्रद्धावन्तो न सूयन्तः
श्रद्धावन्तो न सूयन्तः
मुच्यन्ते तेऽपि कर्मभिः
मुच्यन्ते तेऽपि कर्मभिः
ये त्वेतदभ्यसूयन्तः
ये त्वेतदभ्यसूयन्तः
नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम्
नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम्
सर्वज्ञानविमूढांस्तान्
सर्वज्ञानविमूढांस्तान्
विद्धि नष्टनचेतसः.
विद्धि नष्टानचेतसः.
Yeah. So we are in the chapter which is generally titled as Karma Yoga, and an important chapter because having said that moksha is by knowledge alone, how do I get that knowledge if I ask? Then answer to that is, well, I must develop the attitude of Karma Yoga. And therefore, what is left for me is Karma Yoga. Shravanam is there, constant. Listening to the Shastram is constant. And then Karma Yoga. Because my life, I have to lead a life, and I do lead a life. And the only common factor in all our lives is Karma Yoga. Therefore, this chapter is important. Okay. Now, so various aspects of Karma Yoga were discussed. And then from verse number 20 onwards, the Krishna is talking about the jnani. What about the jnani? What about that person? Does he not need Karma Yoga? Does he not? How does that person live? Okay. Well, he doesn't need Karma Yoga because he has knowledge, she has knowledge. But it doesn't mean, so the knowledge is of course different. It's a recognition of the fact. And therefore, no longer that attitude need not be there, will not be there. Because knowledge surpasses attitude. Okay. But then, what about his actions, her actions? Well, he gives so many examples, and he says, no, if a jnani does not do the right thing, then people who don't know really what this knowledge is all about, they will mistake. They will, because they look up to the knowledgeable person, they look up to sannyasis, they look up to leaders. And so the leaders, regardless of whether they know or not, they must perform the duties given to them in their particular role that they are playing. Okay, that we saw. Then verse number 30 summarizes Karma Yoga, right? About 5 aspects we saw. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa. Okay. And then nirashihi, nirmamaha, and then vigata jvaraha. We saw those 5 aspects when we discussed that shloka. And then later on, now he's summing up, in a way, summing up Karma Yoga until 35, and then 36, Arjuna is going to ask a question. Okay. So we are seeing that. And in 31, Krishna talked about the benefit of Karma Yoga and those who follow this teaching, and they will be released from the bondage of karma. He mentioned that. And we were discussing shloka number 32, where he's talking about those who do not follow this teaching. So he uses that word matam in 31. He uses the same word matam here in 32. And me matam na anutishtanti. Right? Me matam, my teaching, those who do not follow. And etad matam. We were discussing this sarvajnana vimudhan. And tan vidhi nashtan achetasaha. So sarvajnana vimudhan. So that we were discussing. So vimudaha means what? Vimuda. Mudaha means deluded. Vimudaha means completely deluded. And Sarvajnana Vimudaha. Completely deluded means in terms of whatever it is, whatever one needs to know to lead a proper life in all those aspects. Sarvajnana Vimudaha. So we all have some basic knowledge of how to be a dharmic person. We don't need big degrees to be a dharmic person. Shastram does not talk about degrees at all. It only talks about dharma. And that dharma is so important. And then on top of that, karma yoga that Krishna talked about. So that person, the duties that are there for the person, family duties, society duties, national duties, all these things doesn't exist. We talked about Pancha Mahayajna. Pancha Mahayajna is our duty towards everything in this world, right? Starting from the family onwards. And so that person is completely unaware of all that. And you tell him you have to, hey, you have to vote. And that person will give 10 different excuses why it is wrong to vote. He will make you believe that it is not right to vote. Why are you wasting your time? And what has happened in the last 50 years? Like that, this kind of reasoning that person will give. This is tamas thinking. And in fact, he will say, the country must do something to me. The country is obligated to me. Like that, he will say, I've been paying my taxes. So what has the country done to me? This becomes that person's argument. So I'm reminded of this John F. Kennedy's famous statement. Some of you remember, I think, right? So, yeah. So ask not what the country can do for you. Ask what you can do for the country. What a statement it is. My God. It's just still reverberating in my head. And so that attitude shift is important. If everybody starts demanding, then it's the country can't move forward. And so such people become self-centered, unable to see their role in this scheme of things, in this yajna that is going on. And dharma adharma, of course, gone. Then atma anatma, there is no need to talk about that. And so then what about other things, basic things, even things like eating and normal discipline, what to eat, what not to eat. Even there, that person is going to make mistakes, because even little bit of viveka we have, that viveka will help us all the way through. Correct. So how to talk with people, proper language, everything shows up. So a person who is following dharma, generally you will find all these attributes there in that person. And so sarvajnana vimudhan, that person is deluded all the way through. Sarvajnana. So here jnana doesn't mean atmajnana. Atmajnana means all things we have to know. Minimum things we have to know to lead a proper life. That with respect to all that, this person is deluded. All levels of understanding. And don't think sarvajnana vimudaha means low IQ. Okay. Low IQ, no. In fact, if you see the person's argument is high IQ only. Correct? Oftentimes, these people are high IQ people. And so you can't argue with these fellows. And so it's not low IQ. It is just abhyasuya, because they are asuya. They are telling you 10 reasons. Last class we saw why you should not study the Bhagavad Gita. And you begin to wonder, oh, I didn't think of that, So they don't have low IQ and all that. They are pretty good. They know how to take care of themselves. So Krishna is saying, me matam ye na anutishtanti. And elsewhere, Shankara says, when he writes the commentary of Kathopanishad, he says about the Shastram, about Shruti, how the Shruti can only help us. Why it is so important for us to listen to the Shastram. He says, Matru Pitru Sahasrebhyaha Hitaishini. Hitaishini. Hitaishini means, Hita means benefit, useful, and well-being. Hitaishini, one who desires your well-being, she is called a Hitaishini. One who desires your well-being at all. The mother has nothing else in the mind in their mind about their children. Well-being. They may not know how to execute things properly, that's different. But Hitaishini, they are both, mother is an embodiment of auspiciousness. So we are supposed to get up in the morning and do namaskar to our parents, however much we like them or don't like them. Okay, so we have to do that. Okay, my duty, let me finish off, and then arguments we will keep for later. Okay. So matru pitru sahasrebhyaha hitaishini. 1,000 parents you put, how much well-being there will be, how much good wishes there will be, and the Shruti is even bigger than that. Okay, like that Shankara says in his commentary. And so there is it is for my own good that I follow Krishna's teaching. And tan nashtan, such people, nashtan, so they become, they destroy themselves. Nashtaha, destruction. And priorities are not clear. Money, I run after money, I run after this, I run after that. Money is important for one's survival. Anybody who says money is the cause of all destruction, don't go after him. That fellow will confuse you and he'll take your money also. Okay, so don't do that. So money is Lakshmi, and Lakshmi, we don't say like, you pull out all the money from him, then that fellow, ask him what happened to you. So that movie, sometimes some good movies they make to reveal these things. And Trading Places, I think I remember a movie, and where there's a CEO, son of a CEO, and the CEO wants to teach, big company magnate wants to teach his son what it means to have no money. And so Trading Places, and then they pick up a homeless person from the street and bring him in, and that fellow is confused, and they give him all food and they dress him up and everything, and he's all confused and he doesn't know what to talk, also how to talk. He's using some street language, and he says, no, that's not correct, you have to speak differently, let me teach you. Like that they teach this man, and slowly that person is groomed to become the prince, the CEO number 2, and the other guy is thrown on the street. His son, he just throws on the street. Beautiful movie, I enjoyed it. And you get confused. So it's not possible. This money and all that, this is easy to say money is the cause of all problems, and desires are the cause of all problems. Hey, this is not the Shastra. Nowhere I have seen Krishna talk like that. So how can we say all that? So therefore, is my vision clear? Am I being carried away by money and this and that, relationships and so on and so forth? Money is needed, but I do not allow money to control my life. I'm very clear. My priorities are clear. And so any bargains I make, if the money I get is going to create more conflicts in me, that means I don't know how to manage money. That means I've come under the spell of money. And so then that conflict, after all, I want money to be happy. And if that money is not giving me that happiness, if the thing I got the money by the wrong means, and I can't be happy with that. So like this, we make these calls in our life. Throughout our life, we make these calls. But this person does not, there's no way that person has the ability to make those proper choices. And so earlier we saw in the second chapter, what did we see? Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu upajayate, sangat sanjayate kamaha, kamat krodho bijayate. Jayato vishayan pumsaha. So that applies right here for this person. So person is just spending time on how to enjoy life, and enjoyment becomes the goal. Kama becomes the goal. And then Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Pajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodho Bijayate. So from that desire comes anger. How can desire create anger? Without desire, we cannot lead a life. How it can create anger? We saw that last time. Because if the desire is unfulfilled, that's where the problem comes. My husband doesn't do what I want. My wife doesn't do what I want. My children don't do what I want. Anger. Every time there is something, anger just comes. It is about to come. And then you have to tell yourself, this is my karma, And then you have to just smile at the whole thing and then move on. And so that's important because krodha. Then why like that? Well, krodhat bhavati sammohaha. Sammohaha. Once I allow myself to be angry all the time, then my decision making is going to suffer. Sammohaha. Sammohat smriti vibramaha. Smriti bhramshat buddhi nashaha. Krishna used the word nashaha. Here also using the word nashaha. Nashtaha. He's using that word. Same root. Nash. And so vidhi nashtan achetasaha. Look at that last word, achetasaha. Chetas means mind. Chetas means mind. And so that achetas means that buddhi that is so unique to a human being is lost. And that's what makes the human being different from the animal. That buddhi is lost. Achetasaha. And but then nashtan achetasaha, nashtaha means lost permanently or what? Well, not totally lost, because karma yoga. So not everybody is aware of the teaching of Krishna. Even we were unaware of the teaching of Krishna. We were unaware of the Upanishads. And so at some time something clicks and then we decide, something has to be done. So there is something working in our favor due to some punya that we have gained in the past. So that fortunately there is a punya balance in everybody's account. And thankfully it is there. And so that will help the person eventually. Eventually it should help the person. And so criminals can become saints. It's possible. And sometimes you see the life histories of people. And there used to be a Swamiji who used to go to the jail and teach all the people who were incarcerated, jailed. And some of them pick up very well, because then suddenly they realize their mistakes and things like that. And then a complete transformation happens. So possibilities are there. And so I mean, sometimes when I see here these liquor shops, and so one service we do to society in Tamil Nadu is we provide liquor to all the poor people, and we already mind is not working. On top of then poor liquor, and it's very sad. And so these people, Corona, everybody is at home. These people are all standing in a line trying to get liquor bottles. That's how bad the system is. And so what about such people? Well, there also some punya may be there for these people. So like in one place, the women of the community decided, we don't want a liquor shop in our community. They went on a strike and they broke all these things. And the beauty about this is, when they do this destruction, the government doesn't come after them. You know why? Because if they do, then it's the government that is creating this problem. And so they don't want any newspaper to report this. And so no liquor shop. And so they breathe a sigh of relief. And this fellow, he has to walk several kilometers to get this bottle. and maybe some people turn around. So always some punya is there at work. And so therefore, me matam na anutishtanti. Tan nashtan vidhi. Vidhi is a word here, that's a verb. Vidhi means understand. May you know that such people are destroyed. Like that he's saying. Vid dhatu, lot lakarha. Like pahi, mam pahi, hey Ishvara pahi, and jani hi, like that. There are that lot, madhyama purushaha ekavachanam. Okay. So let's go back to the shloka and look at the meaning. So ye tu, last class we split these words. Tu, whereas tu, those who, ye, tu ye, comma, being critical of this teaching, without reason. Critical of this teaching without reason. Swamiji mentions that, without reason. Because questioning is important. Why did Krishna say this? We should ask that question. And we must understand it. So, but with the intention of putting the Shastram down, that is what is being talked about here. Being critical of this teaching without reason. So, yetad matam. No, being critical. Abhyasuyantaha. Abhyasuyantaha. Being critical of this teaching without reason. Teaching within brackets. Okay. And then, who do not follow my vision, matam. So teaching or vision, both are identical here. So you can use that. So, whereas those who, being critical of this teaching without reason, comma, do not follow my vision, me matam, yetad me matam na anutishtanti. Do not follow my vision, comma, who are deluded in all realms of knowledge, sarvajnana vimudhan, Sarvajnana Vimudhan, who are deluded in all realms of knowledge, comma, and devoid of discernment, achetasaha. So the Viveka Buddhi is gone, avivekis, comma, know them as lost. Tan nashtan vidhi, know them as lost. Full stop. So, whereas those who, comma, being critical of this teaching without reason, comma, do not follow my vision, comma, who, who are deluded in all realms of knowledge, in all fields of knowledge, comma, and devoid of discernment, means viveka, comma, achetasaha, know them as lost. So it's an advice for Arjuna. And Arjuna also can fall the same fate if he doesn't do stuff, if he doesn't do the right thing. So now let's look at shloka number 33. Agrish Kunat. They have to find a way to. The screen suddenly changes, when one person joins, then the whole screen changes, and then I have to now search for the person here. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, go ahead and unmute yourself. Sadrisham cheshtate
सदृशं चेष्टते
स्वस्याः
स्वस्याः
प्रकृतेः
प्रकृतेः
ज्ञानवानपि
ज्ञानवानपि
प्रकृतिं यान्ति
प्रकृतिं यान्ति
भूतानि
भूतानि
निग्रहः
निग्रहः
किं करिष्यति
किं करिष्यति
सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्याः
सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्याः
प्रकृतेर्ज्ञानवानपि
प्रकृतेर्ज्ञानवानपि
प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूतानि
प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूतानि
निग्रहः किं करिष्यति.
निग्रहः किं करिष्यति.
Yeah, you can mute yourself, Grishi. Thank you. So here, Shankara, Bhagavan, Vashikara introduces this next sloka by saying, so if the vision of Krishna is so clear, if the vision of the Shastram is so clear, why do people not follow the teaching? Why do people stray away from the path of dharma? Why are people like that? Like that he introduces. Okay, let me see. I want to. Yeah. Kasmat punah karanat. Kasmat punah karanat. Tvadiyam matam na anutishtanti. Why these people, they don't follow your teaching? Paradharmam anutishtanti. Means they follow some other philosophy. They have a philosophy. Everybody has a philosophy in life, right? We justify all our actions. And so that justification comes from our philosophy about life. And life is meant for enjoyment. So maja udao. Okay, that is a philosophy. Maja udao is a philosophy. And so he says, Shankara says, paradharmam anutishtanti. And swadharmam cha na anuvartate. One's own duties the person doesn't. Like that he introduces. And so let's see the shloka here. So he says, Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha prakritehe. So prakritehe swasyaha prakritehe sadrisham. One's own nature, swasyaha prakriti. Prakriti. We saw the word before, and here it does not have the same meaning as it was said before. Here prakriti means just one's own nature. Everybody has their nature. Everybody has their nature and likes, dislikes, etc. And each person goes along with that nature. That is what he is saying here. Swasyaha, one's own prakriti. Sadrisham. Sadrisham means in keeping with one's own nature. He's using that word here, prakriti, here to mean one's own nature. Everybody does things. So you put a bunch of children in a room and give them all kinds of toys and watch what happens. Correct? Watch what happens. 10 children are there, and there is bus, there is car, there is a gun, there is this. You will find two people going towards the gun, and then you will find one or two people starting to paint. Correct? And some people will look at the books and then keep looking at the pictures. And so another person will take a screwdriver and start removing all the things, and just dismantle the whole thing. My mother used to say that is what I used to do. And you give this fellow a few minutes and then you come back and the radio is not there. What happened? And then you look at this and then it's all pieces. Gone. And so this is nature. This is how we are. And nobody knows why we are like that. And so that is that nature. And we're all like that. And we end up doing whatever. Of course, hopefully we do what we like to do. This is why when people ask, what after graduating, what should I do? This question comes up. It is so important to guide children and tell the children, not direct them toward this is a high paying job, this is high paying, don't go there, you don't get promotions that easily. This argument should not come. Do you want them to be happy or do you want them to be earning a lot of money? This we have to be clear, because wealthy people are not happy. We have seen that. They need not be happy. I'm sorry, I take back. Wealthy people need not be happy. And happiness is a different breed altogether. So you have to, the job that one does should be aligned with their nature. Okay, correct? The match should be there. That is why people who do that all their life, they are always contented. Always contented. And very few conflicts. And they like what they do. And I met somebody recently, and they said that the boy was so interested in music. And music, our Indian parents, we push our children to do certain things, right? You have to study engineering, you have to do some medicine, engineering, medicine. These are the only two things that parents can think about. They can't think of anything else. And so then he did that and he joined the course. And then this fellow is creative and he's been composing music since he was a young boy. And you push him to do some operate screwdrivers and cutting pliers. How will he do that? It won't work. And so then, fortunately, parents recognized that. And then he joined a music school. And then he's very happy after that. So why is he happy? Well, you just matched what his own desire to his job, his profession, his learning, his degree, etc. So that's where that is so important. So we learned that from this. And so that is why this Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, it is based on our Prakriti only. Based on our Prakriti. And we may be born as a Brahmana. So this Drona was a Brahmana. But his inclination is towards Kshatriyatvam, archery. He became a teacher of archery. So that's the right thing to do. And you don't force a person to do something just because of birth. And likewise, Vishwamitra was a Kshatriya, but he became a Brahmarshi. And so we have to keep that in mind. So a mature person must acknowledge that we should not force somebody to be somebody, or so that will backfire. That will not work. And so with people it is like that. And what about animals? Animals also have their own way of doing things, and you can't force them. And dogs are there, cats are there, and pets are there. Dogs are pets. And Bill Gates' dog, will that dog eat something different? Will that dog sit in the breakfast table and have some orange juice and some, all this, what do you call it? I'm forgetting all the things that they used to, all omelette and this and that. Will they have that, the dog? Come on, Rookie, join me for breakfast. You can't be eating all this chow chow and all this food. All is not good for you. You have to, you're my dog. Don't you know who I am? The dog, this is all the dog can do. What else can the dog can do, And then, wow. And then it will run away. It can't eat all these things. And so Prakriti. So dog also has the Prakriti. Every bird, every insect, every being in this world so has its own Prakriti. So Prakritim yanti bhutani. Bhutani there means not Panchabhutas. It means all living beings. All living beings, they follow that Prakriti. They follow their own nature. And so every tree, every flower, a lemon tree will only give lemons, and you look at the leaves, and leaves also will smell like that. It has the citrus smell will be there. Orange leaves will have the orange smell, and so like that, the whole tree will be like that. So that Prakritim yanti bhutani. And then, so then what is the use of free will? We're all driven by Prakriti, our own nature. Then the question should come, what about free will? And in fact, Krishna makes a very statement here. Nigraha kim karishyati. Nigraha kim karishyati. Of what use is restraint? Of what use is control? You know, like this Krishna is talking. And, we're all carried away by our own nature. What is the use of restraint, discipline, things like that? Like that Krishna is saying. And so the Bhagavad Gita is not capable of changing me. Krishna is not capable of changing me. Nobody can change each other. The Guru might say, don't do this, do that, etc. And there also, how much can the student follow those instructions? Only when full Shraddha is there, it is possible. So the following a Swamiji's advice requires us to approve that advice, correct? And that approval comes from Shraddha. Yes, what that person, he or she says is beneficial for me, I will do that. And so that permission, finally we give the permission to whatever we do. But then here, Nigraha kim karishyati, he says. And what is the use of control? So Swami Paramarthanandaji says here, he says, if Arjuna were to go to Rishikesh, what will he do? After some time, he will start a Rishikesh Sannyasi Association, RSA. Okay, because he's a fighter. Inside, he's a fighter. He can't stand all these politicians. He will say, Delhi Chalo. Delhi Chalo is going on. It's been going on for 40, 50, 60 days. And so he will say, Delhi Chalo. He will lead the whole group. And like that, Swamiji gives this example. So that's because nature, Prakriti, Arjuna's Prakriti is like that. He gives up what he's supposed to do in the battlefield, and then he comes and does that in Rishikesh. And so that becomes a problem. So, but if free will is not there, is Krishna saying there's no free will? Am I carried away by my Prakriti? And if free will is not there, there is no dharma, there is no right, wrong, no dharma, nothing. So surely Krishna cannot mean that. Because otherwise, then all these statements in the Shastram become meaningless. The statements which talk about doing this or doing that. In Sanskrit, there are 3 tenses which indicate a command, which indicate a request. Like in English, please do. Please have your meal. Please leave the shoes outside. When somebody says that, it means it's a request to do. Please study. So there is a request to act, to do something. Like that in Sanskrit, there are 3 tenses. And these tenses are called lakaras in Sanskrit. And so there is something called lot. This please do is called lot lakara. And so it's Krishna used the lot earlier. Niyatam kuru karmatvam. Which loka would that be? So that would be something like 7 or 8 verse in this chapter. Niyatam kuru karmatvam. Kuru. Correct? Kuru. Kuru means do. 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 If somebody says do, that means I have free will. If I am simply carried away by my nature, where is the question of giving advice to somebody? Where is the question of asking somebody to do something? Doesn't matter. It won't work. But clearly we have free will. That's why Shastra can say Niyatam Kuru. Do. Always do your ordained duties. Niyatam Kuru Karma. And then Gurumeva bhi gachet. Mundaka Upanishad says that. Having analyzed your experiences, Gurumeva bhi gachet. Go and seek a teacher. Like that. Gachet. Gurumeva abhigachet. Because that is called ling lakara. Vidhi ling. Correct? Vidhi ling. So that's so this ling, when it comes, it means must. May you do it. May that person who has recognized the limitations of karma go to a guru. What kind of a guru? Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. Guru meva abhigachet. Okay. Then there is another tense in Sanskrit. It's called tavya. It's not a tense, really speaking. It's a stavya. It's a pratyaya. It means kartavyam, shrotavyam, mantavyam, like that. So Yajnavalkya tells Maitreyi, shrotavyaha. Hey, the shastra must be listened to. Mantavyaha, it must be properly understood, etc. Nididhyasi tavyaha. So the tavya pratyaya, or this lot kuru, or this ling abhigachet, these words are all action words. These words expect you to do something, expect us to do something. Shastram is saying all these things. Therefore, with so much there, free will is very much, we can't say, therefore we can't go around saying we don't have free will. Shastram validates that we have free will. And so here is Krishna saying we don't have any free will? No, he is not saying that. So clearly he can't be saying that. There can't be any dharma shastra. There is no shastram at all, and without free will for the human being. And so that Prakriti is being highlighted. Prakriti is like that, and Prakriti just drives us to do certain things without our will in it, our likes and dislikes. Why do you like this? Why do you like that? Somebody says there is no answer. No answer can be given. Correct? It's just that I like. That's all. And so here, this must be a bit of a shock for Arjuna. Correct? Because Arjuna has been telling Krishna, tell me what is the right thing to do. And here Krishna has now said, no, we all do based on our own swabhava. Prakriti, swabhava, same thing. And therefore he has not said what you should do. He has not said here. And because Arjuna was expecting something, therefore do this. Don't do that. Something he was expecting. Although he's already said earlier, Tasmad Yudhyasva Bharata, you said that. But this one is not clear. You're telling me we're all driven by swabhava. So that so it must have been a bit of a surprise for Arjuna. And so now let's look at this shloka. Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha. So, one more word I forgot to explain. So, Jnanavan api. Correct? Jnanavan api. Jnanavan means what? Like Bhagavan, Gunavan, Balavan, Jnanavan. Balavan means one who has strength, valor. Jnanavan means one who has knowledge, means wise person. Sthita prajnaha, whatever you want to call it, that person. Jnanavan api. Api means also, even a wise person's actions is driven by his or her own prakriti. Krishna is saying that. Not just anybody, even wise person, everybody is included in that. So that's why sannyasis are there, sannyasis are all there, and they're all wise people. But they all do different things. Their lives are all very different. Very different. Some people are just withdrawn. They are withdrawn, completely withdrawn. The world will not know of their existence also. Other people are very active, and they're doing all kinds of things. They're traveling all over and then inspiring people. Both types of people inspire. We can't say, oh, this Swami is not doing anything. He could be of service to society and all that. No, he is already of service to society just by his presence, mere presence. So, sometimes we hear people saying that. So we don't need to make such judgments. So we can see Jnanavan api. Even a wise person is driven by his or her prakriti. Okay. So now let's look at the shloka. Even a wise person, Jnanavan api. Okay, we are translating the shloka. Even a wise person acts in keeping with his or her own nature. Acts in keeping with his or her own nature. Swasyaha prakritehe sadrisham cheshtate. So that will complete the translation of the first line. Even a wise person acts in keeping with his or her own nature. Full stop. Because all beings follow their own nature, prakritim yanti bhutani. So we can add the word because, yataha. Okay. Yataha prakritim yanti bhutani. Because all beings follow their own nature, comma, of what use is restraint? Of what use is restraint? Nigraha means control, restraint. Of what use is restraint? Okay. Now, so it's nice to read the introduction. Shankara's introduction to the next shloka. Okay. Let's see that real quickly. I felt like reading it for you. Look at this. Everybody is carried away by their nature. So, yadi sarve jantuhu, if all beings, atmanaha prakriti sadrisham eva cheshtate, if they engage in actions based on their own nature, okay, atmanaha prakriti sadrisham cheshtate, nacha prakriti shunyaha, and at the same time, nobody can remove my nature. Our nature is our nature. We can't say, no, you have to change your nature. Nobody can change my nature, right? He's using that clause. Nacha prakriti shunyaha kaschid asti. No way we cannot change the nature of a plant or an animal or a human being. Tataha purushakarasya vishaya anupapattehe. Then what follows from this is, there is no free will for the human being. Purushakarasya vishayanupapatti. There is no question of free will. No question of a human being saying, no, I have to change myself. I can't be like this anymore. I must do this. I must do that. I have ignored this. I must do this. That idea will not come. Correct? And Shastra anarthakya praptav. Shastra anarthakya praptav. So he says, and the Shastram also will become meaningless. Because if no free will is there, there's no role for Shastra. Animals don't need a Shastra. They don't need a big lecture on dharma and adharma. They don't need all these things. And so, Shastra anarthakya praptav idam uchyate. Bhagavan Krishna is going to say this next shloka. Like that, he introduces that. Okay. So, let us chant this and then conclude. Okay. Bhavani. Indriyasya arthe
अर्थे
रागद्वेषौ
रागद्वेषौ
व्यवस्थितौ
व्यवस्थितौ
तयोर्न
तयोर्न
वशमागच्छेत्
वशमागच्छेत्
तौ हि
तौ हि
अस्य परिपन्थिनौ
अस्य परिपन्थिनौ
इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे
इन्द्रियस्य इन्द्रियस्यार्थे.
so that we join together and say indriyasyendriyasyarthe.
इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे
Yeah, ragadveshau vyavasthitau
रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ
tayornavashamagachet
तयोर्न वशमागच्छेत्
tau hyasya परिपन्थिनौ.
तौ ह्यस्य परिपन्थिनौ.
Yeah. So, very important shloka, and it talks about raga and dvesha, which we've been talking about all along, and he's going to give an advice. Tayor na vasham agachet. That ling, that one ling I mentioned, one of the tenses is called ling. That ling usage is there. So Krishna is giving an advice here to be followed. So agachet. So he's, in summary, he's going to say every object in this world, with respect to any object in this world, every human being has raga or dvesha. Okay? And tayoho na vasham agachet. Do not come under the spell of the raga and dvesha. Do not come under the spell. Raga and dvesha is there. Ichha is a shakti, and that shakti you have. No human being can say, I don't have raga, I don't have dvesha. Raga and dvesha will be there. But tayorna vashamagachet. Do not come under its spell, and the spell of those two. Because they are asya paripanthinau. Asya paripanthinau. Purushasya paripanthinau. Paripanthi is enemy. Because those two are your enemies, he says. What a strong word he is using. So we will see what that means in the next class. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.